Hey, what's up YouTube? So today we're gonna be doing an Emily guide. So I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know about this character. She just came out in the game, in the live server. So let's go. So she is pretty much a burning character. Basically, uh, she doesn't really benefit. She doesn't really buff burning at all. She just benefits from it from the burning reaction. So she doesn't really have a lot of teams right now, but I'm pretty sure in the 5.0 5.x version there will be a lot of synergies with her and a lot of new characters that will need her. So let's see. Her normal attack is pretty much useless. It's just physical damage, so you don't need to level it up. It's just there. So her skill is the main part of her kit. So this is basically an dendro like you know Fizzle's skill. It's basically a thing like that. It will deal off field damage. You will put it in the field, and it basically what it does is it will do normal damage, and if you trigger burning reaction, it will triple the damage almost. So this is the ultimate like if you trigger burning, this is the damage multiplier at level 8. So you pretty much want to play her in a burning team. Otherwise, she's basically not unplayable. You will deal like 3x less damage. So yeah, you don't want to do that. You obviously want to trigger burning. That's very obvious, and that's just the skill. And her ultimate is like for 2.8 seconds. For 2.8 seconds, you will pause your skill, and it will turn into your ultimate, and it will deal a pretty good amount of damage, and then it will reset your skills cooldown. So you don't have to cast your skill ever again if you can use your ultimate every turn, every like rotation. So yeah, that's pretty good. So our first ascension passive is each time it collects 2 cent, the level of her skill will do 600% of her attacks, AoE render damage. So this is just extra damage, nothing too big. It's pretty good. And also second ascension passive is uh, Emilie deals increased damage to opponents based on an attack. Every 1000 attack increases damage dealt by 15%, maximum 36%. So this is pretty much when you are dealing burning damage, it will deal extra damage based on attack. Every 1000 attack will scale based on it. All right. And for exploration passive, this is like very important. Otherwise you are just gonna die. It's if you as you know, if you play burning, your character will self burn itself, and if you don't have something like this, you will immediately kill yourself in game, of course. So she gives you 85% pyro resistance in burning damage if her against burning damage if her skill is activated. So you won't get burned at all, only 15%. So yeah, that's that. So she is a pretty good character, pretty strong. She's a crit DPS, of course. You want to build crit on her. Yeah. Her constellations, her C1 is pretty good. This is pretty good. You may be able to get a little bit more of, what do you say, elemental application. Yep. And increased damage. Her C2 is pretty very good. Dendro resistance. See 30% Dendro resistance decrease. So yeah, that's pretty good. But she is a off-field character, so I don't really recommend constellation on her. Her C3 is talent level. C4 is also pretty good. The duration of the skill increases, and it will deal damage more often. Like 0.3 second earlier. That's pretty good. Like this is the count, not the hit. So like there is a thing that counts. If you do any damage, you will understand it. Just if you get it, it will just deal more damage. This is also talent level normal, and her C6 is pretty good, I guess. It will just so when you use your elemental skill or burst, it will just give you more dendro damage. That's and her normal attack and charge attack will get dendro infusion, of course. I think. Yep. And will be converted into damage up, and she'll do 300% of Emilie's attack or damage over retain like her normal and charge attack. Yeah, that's for her constellation. I don't really recommend constellation on her. She's an off-field support character, so yeah, that's not really thing you do. You do want, if you want to invest in constellation, you want to of course do it for the hyper carries. So yeah, so she's a pretty good character. I played her in a lot. But yeah, so let's go on the, okay, let's go for the weapon selection. What do you want for the weapons? Let's leave the domain. So she has a lot of good options in weapons. Let's see. Let's search by polearm. So yeah, this is obviously her best in slot. This one I don't really have the open, so I can't show you here. This is her best in slot. Her second, let me show you for my backpack. That might be easier. So yeah, the her signature on the banner weapon. This is obviously her best in slot. This one, this one. This is her best in slot. This is almost like they gave her a ER issue and they fixed it by the weapon. So this is pretty much a bait weapon. I wouldn't recommend going for it. You have a lot of free to play options. You don't need to go for it. But yeah, this is pretty good. This is obviously your best in slot in every single situation, every single team. So the second best option I would say is Homa. This is a pretty good static 66% crit damage with more attack and high base attack weapon. The other good options are the Sino signature weapon is also pretty good. And this Sena signature weapon, this Calamity Queller, this is also pretty good statistics. Very highest base attack of the game and attack percent with some damage bonus. Yep. And you do need a lot of energy recharge on her if you want to burst every rotation. Like I think it's 160 plus. So yeah, you do need a lot of ER if you want to burst every rotation. But if you're fine with bursting every other rotation, that's also fine. That's not really a big deal. Then you can use this weapons, and then you don't have to run an ER sands too. You can also run the Favonius, the the best weapon in the game. It has high base attack and 30% energy recharge, and it also gives you white particles. So yeah, that's pretty good for every support. If you do run this, you don't have to worry about running an ER sands, and you can burst every rotation easily from the substat ER rolls, of course, if you have some. But yeah, those for the weapon selection. You can also use the deathmatch. This is also fine. I'd say the best options are signature, then Homa, then Calamity Queller in the 5 stars, and this Jade Wing Spear not that good. You need to be on field for this, but this is a pretty good statistic again. So yeah, those that's for the weapon. Use whatever you have. And for the artifact set, I'd say wait, let me find the thing real quick. Artifacts. So pretty much this is her best in slot. This one, the Unfinished Reverie. This is pretty much her best in slot. You might hear about Deepwood, but it's pretty much same in comparison. If you compare the damage, this is her best in slot. This is the best in slot. If you have Chlorine and Arlecchino too, and you happen to pull Emilie as well, you can pretty much farm this domain. That will be pretty much resin efficient for you. You can farm that. But if you don't have Chlorine or Arlecchino and you don't want to farm this set, then you can go lean into more side of the Deepwood, because Deepwood domain is pretty resin efficient. A lot of character want this artifact, like Salnahida for example. And this is also pretty universal set, so this is pretty resin efficient set. So depends on whatever have better substats, you can use that one, but this will give you more damage. There's also another option you might hear about, the golden troop set, but this is not really that good. It only increases her skill damage. She has other damages as well, so you don't really want the skill damage. Again, you do damage through your ultimate and your passives too. So yeah, keep that in mind when you use golden troop. So yeah, that's for the artifacts. TLDR. TLDR is you just farm whatever is feels better for you. I'd recommend the best in slot is the new artifact set here. This one is our best in slot. Unfinished Reverie. And for the weapon, as I already told you, Homai should be the second best in slot. And then the Staff of Colorless Sands and Sino Signature, that's also pretty good. For Calamity Queller, also Favonius, so use whatever you have. And that's pretty much it. So he is a pretty good character, I'd say. And for the banner, it's not really that good. Sangling is pretty good if you are a new player, you want a C4 Sangling, I say. But yeah, the other two character, Raisin and Yanfei, they're not that good, and nobody plays them at this day in 2024. So yeah, the banner is not really that good. As for the weapon banner, this weapon banner is I think this is pretty good. This is a pretty good weapon banner. There are two Favonius weapons, so this is fine. Favonius weapons generally are pretty good, especially the lance. A lot of characters that can use it. It's fine. The if you want a signature weapon with the aqua being there, the aqua simulacra weapon, the Elon signature weapon, this is also pretty good. This is very good. This is a very universal bow. So yeah, so that's it for the guide. All the best on your Emilie pulls. I hope you get her if you want her. All the best on your Elan pulls if you want her. So yeah, that's it. Peace, YouTube.